All right, all you CULTEC drywall contractors, we can look at the model of the drywall, but why bother when we have the real thing right behind me here? Hey, this is Frank, field instructor with CULTEC, and today we're going to discuss when you may need a CULTEC drywall solution. One application of a CULTEC drywall would be in a property like this, where the ground is very wet and soggy and always seems saturated for days after a rain event. Another application for a CULTEC drywall system is a situation like this. If you see the staining around me, is a watermark where the water pools and puddles in this property. There's no water on the surface today, but yesterday, this was completely underwater. The other thing we want you to keep in mind is things could oftentimes get very messy, but rest assured, we have everything under control. You can see some dirt here. What we're doing is putting a system in underground. That requires us to dig, go deep sometimes, unearth all of that soil, temporarily put that soil somewhere, and then replace that soil. I like to make the analogy with, let's say, plastic surgery. When you go in for plastic surgery, you're going in to beautify. But the doctor will tell you things oftentimes get very ugly before they get pretty. So you just have to trust the process and understand for a day or two, or sometimes the course of a week, your yard may look like a mess. So keep in mind, we're digging, dirt's going to be moving around. At the end of the job, everything should look prettier than before we arrived. All right, so we're uphill here, but this yard is very soggy. So what we're going to do is create a line here at an angle that's heading downhill towards our main line for our inflow. So we're going to trench here. We're doing a 12-inch by 12-inch trench. And we're going to line that trench. We're going to use a non-woven geotextile fabric, a high-quality one. And then we're going to use drainage stone, create a base, put our pipe down on top of that, surround the pipe with more drainage stone, wrap everything in that high-quality geotextile fabric, and then backfill. We're also going to do a little bit of a mix with the topsoil that we bring in, and we're going to do a 50-50 with sand, which makes that soil a lot more willing to accept water. It's going to perform much better when we do that. So one line is going to be laid out here. We're going to have our main line along the fence. We'll walk down and show you where the other lines are going to live. All right, right now these guys are getting close to backfilling this trench. First thing they're going to do is correct the perimeter walls of the trench. We went a little long. We actually had different dimensionality for the trench, but we found a tree stump at the very end of the dig, which forced us to change. The tree stump was 5 feet down. This yard had been corrected years in the past and backfilled, and there was trees on a hillside, and that's what we hit. So right now they're packing everything tight to getting closer on our chambers. Then they're going to finish backfilling the trench with stone. We need 6 inches of cover with that drainage stone. And then we're going to wrap everything with the filter fabric and then backfill with native soil that came out of this trench originally. We're only a few hours away from wrapping this up and being back at grade, all of our chambers enclosed and underground.